We are here in the ERICA project with this very nice name. What is behind this very nice name is the European Repository of the Leather Industry's Collective Agreements. That is a social dialogue project that IndustriALL Europe and Coutances have developed in about some 14 months, between February 21 and April 22. With the support of the European Commission, the financial support of the European Commission through its social dialogue project line. It is a project that brings together 8 countries. That means that we have included as a participating country also UK. UK, as you know, is no longer a member of the European Union, but we have our UK member because the Coutances englobes also countries, European countries that are not only members of the countries of the European Union. And with our UK member, we have about 8 countries that participated in this project throughout these timeline from February last year until April this year. The project has received a very warm welcome also from ILO. I know that Beatriz Cunha is here with us today, and I'm very glad to welcome her because she supported us very much when we presented this initiative at the beginning of the project. It is a project that had as its objective, as the name says, to bring together the collective agreements of the European Union countries in the leather sector, and to analyze these, to bring them to allow that you can compare one aspect, how one aspect is treated in the different countries. So it was a very ambitious project because we wanted it to be very successful and interesting also for both sides of the industry, for employers and for workers' representatives. And in order to make it even more interesting, to mobilize more our respective affiliates, we organized a series of national workshops on topics of interest to the social partners. We picked up from these workshops, from these topics that were dealt with in national workshops, two of them, for having then the panels that are going to be presented later on in this morning. So one panel is, as my president was saying, about education and training in the leather sector, and the second panel about sustainability. 2 very important topics that are in the social dialogue of at national level, but also at European level, and for which we're going to have then a short discussion. As you see here, we have project partners from Spain, Hungary, Portugal, France, Sweden, Italy, Germany, and UK. These are the project partners that have developed this repository of collective agreements, and that are the important players in this area. We are going to go to the explanation of this repository. We have, as we said, 7 countries. We have put together about 30,000 words. That sounds very trivial, just having words, but these 30,000 words are explaining the collective agreements and are allowing that the social partners at national level can compare one topic in the different countries. So for that, we have made 26 searchable topics. So these are the elements that the social partners at national level can look up and see how they have been dealt with in the various countries. A number of countries that are participating in this exercise do not have national collective agreements, but rather company collective agreements. And in this case, the area of the regulatory area has been expanded also to laws and legislation, labor law and legislation that affects the industry. The repository has two areas. One is the public area, which is accessible to anybody that is interested to see what it has. There is no restriction, and it provides general information to the various collective agreements, both in the national language and in English. And a private area that is only accessible to the social partners. That means to a mechanism that allows only very clearly identified social partners at national level, at the European level, to access this information, because we are so proud of what we have developed that we want to keep it like that, keep it internal for the industry, and also attract other countries to join these repository. And for that, we need to keep, of course, the areas private. So we need to stimulate other countries to provide the same information so that it can be shared. Here you have also at the bottom the link where you're going to be able to join the web page where the ERICA project is hosted. The public area is an area where you will find all the information about the activities that we have developed over the time. So we are looking at the different brochures that we have produced with interesting insight information about what the collective agreements bring. And we have also it looks this public area looks like that when you join it. Here we have a page that is looking at France. You see that you have other countries. You can switch from one country to the other. And here we have France. We have the details of the collective agreement, the validity for how long it is valid, what is the selected scope, the sectoral scope, sorry, the coverage, the last update, and also the negotiating parties. If the collective agreement is publicly accessible, you can find and download the files from the area. A brief description at the bottom explains how the collective agreement has been negotiated and what it covers. Also, some other information that is interesting, that can be interesting for the people, can be found under the ERICA News section that you can see at for instance, the publicity for this conference. Now we go to the private area, which is the actual database that we have developed, which is the core of the project, where the practitioners can actually select the country, select the source, either it is a collective agreement or it is the labor law, a topic or not, and check the category of that you want to look up. The search function is going then to list afterwards all the information for the countries, the source, the topic, the category, and show you a preview that when you click on that, you will see the full information that is available. The information is available in both the language in which it has been written, the original language of the collective agreement, but also in English, so that people from other countries can also compare. A part of the collective agreements that are analyzed and compared to each other, we have produced brochures in 8 languages that present the achievements of the social partners of the European leather industry. We wanted to make it very attractive, and therefore we presented these brochures in a form of a poster that anybody can put in the office. and we selected a very nice photograph from a tanner that is looking at the leather. And on the back side, you can have 8 information sheets that are explaining in the 8 languages, of course, respectively, of course. Here we have made a mix of all the languages in order to show that it is available in all languages. But of course, the poster is the backside is written always in one language at a time. So here we explain the characteristics of what leather is, but also the pact for skills, the education and training, how the social dialogue is developed, and health and safety aspects of the industry, as well as transparency and authenticity of that are relevant in the industry. I think that with this, yes, we have made the presentation of the ERICA project. I think that with this we are going to be passing on now to the panels. But before we go to the panels, let me give you an idea about the audience today, about you. It is, of course, no surprise to anybody that the largest amount of participants today are Europeans. This is the analysis of the registration. 85% are, of course, Europeans, and here we can divide them this as well into various national categories. But I think it is not so necessary. Well, the most important participants, the groups of participants are coming from Italy or Spain, or even Hungary has a lot of participants, but also from UK, Austria, Portugal, Germany. We have a very large amount of participants. 15% come also from outside of the European Union. And European Union and UK. We have Bangladesh, Egypt, Brazil, India, USA, Argentina, and Turkey participating. I think it is going to be very interesting for them as well to see what the European leather industry has produced, and maybe it is a good inspiration for them to follow this path. The composition of the audience is quite balanced. We have about 23% of employers today, 21% of trade unionists, but also a good portion of R&D and certification organizations, that is 10%, as well as brands with 9%. We have few public authorities today, and but we are enjoying a good participation also from educational institutions in the European Union. I welcome also very much the press and also the other categories that are there. So, having said this, I think